What if I told you that one of America's greatest presidents was guided not by his cabinet, not by his advisors, but by the spirit of his dead son? Most people know Abraham Lincoln as the president who carried the nation through its darkest night, but almost no one knows the deeper truth. Lincoln lived with one foot in the physical world and one foot firmly planted beyond the veil. Abraham Lincoln was a man shaped by grief. Before he ever stepped foot in the White House, he had already buried his mother, his sister, and 2 of his sons. But it was the death of his beloved son, Willie, in 1862 that opened a doorway Lincoln could never close again. Willie was only 11 years old. He was Lincoln's joy, his mirror, the child that most resembled his own heart. When Willie died, Lincoln didn't just mourn him. He searched for him. He felt Willie's presence everywhere. In the room, in the halls, in the space beside him where children's footsteps once echoed. And so inside the White House, the very building that we think of as rigid, political, and secular, Lincoln began attending séances. Yes, Abraham Lincoln sat at tables with mediums, and he didn't just observe, he participated. Mary Todd Lincoln, drowning in grief, invited well-known mediums to the White House. For her, this was survival. For Abraham, it became something more. History records that one night, during a séance held in the Red Room, everyone present saw a very heavy piano move several inches across the floor with no one touching it. A sign, the medium said, from Willie. And Lincoln believed it. Lincoln didn't only experience spirits through séances. He received prophetic dreams, visions of events before they happened. The most haunting? A dream he described to several people, where he was walking through the White House and heard faint sobbing. He found soldiers standing guard and asked, "Who is dead in the White House?" A guard replied, "The president. He was killed by an assassin." Days later, Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater. He had seen it all before it happened. One of the strangest experiences of his life happened when he was standing in front of a mirror. After being elected, Lincoln looked in the mirror and saw 2 reflections, himself but doubled. One looked strong and healthy, the other looked pale and ghost-like. When he told Mary Todd, she said that the pale double could only mean one thing. He would win his second term, but he wouldn't survive it. And she was right. Lincoln once said in the hardest moments when the fate of millions rested in his hands, he felt something guiding him, a presence, a knowing, a whisper of guidance from beyond. Some call it intuition, some call it madness, but Lincoln knew it as something else, the other world reaching in, a world where Willie was still alive, a world where love does not end. It only changes form. And that guidance shaped the choices that changed history. From the Emancipation Proclamation to decisions that altered the Civil War itself, Lincoln wasn't just a leader. He was a man in communion with the unseen, a man walking with his son, a man listening to spirit, a man carrying grief so deep that it opened a portal and let him in. If you've ever loved someone on the other side, if you've ever felt them near you, guiding you, you and Abraham Lincoln have something in common. Love doesn't end. It evolves and it continues. It whispers across dimensions. And Lincoln knew that better than anyone. If you feel called to develop your mediumship skills, check out my spiritual academy. The link is below this video. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like and subscribe. And for more videos like this one, check out my Mediumship Mysteries playlist. The link for that is also below this video.